What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Okie Podcast. On today's episode, I have such an amazing guest. He is an indigenous artist, and he is J.Otis. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. Just chilling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just woke up.
Just woke up. I know. Yeah, I
uh,
feel you. I woke up about 30 minutes ago.
yeah, my bad.
No, you're good.
It's
You're
just,
good. You're good.
uh,
Got to get business done.
yeah. I needed a call like 30 minutes ahead to make sure that we're still doing this.
Yeah, I was like, well, we never finalized it. We were like, yeah, Saturday, but we never set a time.
Yeah,
But
you're just like one or two. I'm like, sounds good. So then just hang up.
yeah, he said, that's good.
So, yeah.
I was like, all right, well, guess we're just gonna wing it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
No, but like, so you're indigenous artist, hip hop artist, and I just recently got connected to you over Instagram. Well, like within a year, not just recently, but
Yeah.
within the year of 2021. And at first, I didn't really see anything like because I guess your page is kind of new still.
Yeah.
Yeah, your page is kind of new. So was mine. And but we're both building, grinding throughout the year. And then you released your album, chapter one,
Yes.
and it was fire, dude.
Yeah, man.
It was
Chap-
fire.
Chapter one was insane. Uh, I was making that album for like almost a year. Yeah, like one of the songs like "Do for Love" I had in the chamber since like May 2020.
Really.
Yeah, and I couldn't finish it. I didn't know how to finish it, right? So
Oh,
like
okay.
when I was like send some away,
Hmm.
dude. So I ended up finishing that entire song. So in order to know the history of that song, right?
Hmm.
In 2018, right, my grandma got murdered by police
Oh, wow.
at Magukum, right? So
Hmm.
she was in Timmins, right? She had like a heart problem, right?
Hmm.
She was also diabetic in a wheelchair, like dialysis and shit. So what happened was that she went to the hospital. The hospital refused to check her heart, right? She was having heart problems. No one was listening to her. They're just like, get on dialysis, whatever. That's all we're gonna do for you. Like the health services are like denying her, like help. Um, which was found in the autopsy that she was actually right and that her heart was fucking up. But no, so what happened, right, was she was going through all this shit, like a stroke type shit. And
Hmm.
then the police just fucking drag her out of her wheelchair, rough her up, her pants like stuck to the snow and shit. This is like minus 30 outside. They
Hmm.
legit drag her to the cruiser, rough her up, throw her in a cell, leave her there bleeding for the whole night. Right? They switched guards that morning.
Hmm.
Dude, there's like a puddle of blood underneath her um her her cot. Right? And then the hospital didn't even want to help her after that. So she's there bleeding out. And the hospital's like, yo, she gotta go. We don't want her here. And then I guess they're like trying to pass it on to like a woman's shelter worker, right?
Hmm.
And it just happened to be my fucking uncle that's walking there. No, that's my mom. And if you don't help her, I'm gonna fucking press charges. But they didn't want to help her, so they just put her in a room to let her die. Yeah,
What? Oh my
uh,
god.
it's messed up. But
Yeah, that is.
Do for love is about that though. It's about this really rough way to go. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I was just like seeing about that because like the lawyers were saying, yeah, there ain't shit we could do. Like the SIU investigators already covered up all the tracks for the police and the healthcare unit for this town
Hmm.
because when natives get killed, right, they do something called an SIU investigation, right? So what the SIU investigators' job is to cover up all the tracks as possible to make sure that the city cannot get sued. Like
Oh.
they cover up police that rape our women, they cover up all these different things, right? And like it's really messed up. And the messed up
Yeah.
part is that it's our own people that are the SIU investigators that do that shit. They just get
Hmm.
paid a lot. They're kind of like sellouts, but like, yeah, man. So I made when the lawyer said, yeah, there ain't nothing we could do about it, right? I was like, yo, this is messed up. And then I went down and started making Do for Love. And that shit was hard, man, because that's like years of fucking like trying to get over that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
What the fuck?
yeah, it's dark, ain't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful song, man. Like it's about healing, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then yeah, and then the rest of the music is like, uh, we were like discussing like an album idea. We're like, okay, so we should make a trilogy. We're like just bullshitting, right? In 2020, okay, we're gonna make 3 chapters. We're gonna call it like the what the Signing trilogy. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Like, you know, 3 legendary Signing from Naruto. Have you ever heard of them? Like, have you ever watched
No.
Naruto?
No.
So there's these 3 iconic pieces, right, inside the story that develops a story, and each Sanin, right, is a legendary ninja slash warrior that represents something. So like, Tsunade, right, she represents love, and then there's one that's called the Pervy Sage, which is like kind of lust, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then there's like Orochimaru, that's like the mental wanting power, um, like war, like he's angry, you know what I mean? Anger. Sorry. But we based the album off that. So with chapter 1, it was love, so the heart. And we're like, okay, so how are we gonna tell the story? I was like, okay, we're gonna start it off as I'm just gonna show the pain of it, right? Like the pain of the heart that like that shit put on me. But then it was like, okay, we're gonna start it off as I'm in love, right? Special to crazy in love. Spider-Man, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Got me crazy running up these walls, you know what I mean? And then after that, I think it went into like more of a lust state, which was the way you move. Um, After it was Love Me. Love Me is like a hypothetical scenario where we're on tour and we get shot and we die on the spot. And it's like, and then it's just telling the fan base, like, yo, tell me you love me before it's too late. I mean, because like that shit happens all the time. Like you look at all the artists touring away right now, right? A majority of them get killed. And it's just raw, you know what I mean? That's sad to
Yeah.
say, but it's a reality right now, right? So I made a song about that. Then it was about more of a heartbreak. So it was like, okay, so after the lust, there's a song called Choices. No, not Choices. It was Clouded, which is about breaking out of a toxic relationship. So like a girl's like trying to choke you out and stuff, like drowning you, trying to kill your spirit. Like, yo, I don't want you doing this shit anymore. Like, you got to focus on me. Your only obligation is to me now. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's like someone's trying to suck the soul out of a man. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put that there. Kind of have like a succubus vibe, right? Which is like a demon that sucks the life out of you. And then it was underwater, so like just um, just the emotional changes of like going through a mass amount of trauma and like being in a survival mode, right? When your emotions get cut off. So there's a point in everyone's lives where something really bad happens and you turn into a robot. You can't feel anymore. You turn cold, right?
Mm.
And so that song is about that, and it's about like not wanting to be this dark person anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, someone save me, I'm drowning underwater. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this inner battle between yourself. And then it breaks off and then it just transitions into like what chapter 2 is gonna be, which is like choices and like spotlight, right?
Mm.
And then this chapter 2 is insane because we're doing a Orochimaru right away. Yeah, which is the war. So
Mm.
this album, chapter 2, is going to be called Art and War. 30-song collab. I got like 4 artists in Cali, you know, what I mean? 2 from Atlanta, 1 from like Virginia, uh, 2 from the UK, 1 from New Zealand, 1 from Australia. The guy from Australia is wicked too. He's also Nietzsche, you know what I mean? He's
Oh,
like half
nice.
he's like half native, man. I
Uh-huh.
swear this man flows like Big Pun. Like, you know how Big Pun was known for his like little, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got that flow on lock, man, and he sounds like him too. Like, he's wicked, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I found this guy like was it just a few weeks ago. I was like, yo, you want to jump on this huge thing? And he was like, say less. Yeah, yeah. So now we're working with a guy from Australia. We got some people, like one of our guys is like the nephew to the president of Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
So
What
like,
the?
yeah, so automatically when the album drops, it's like platinum in Uganda. Like it's covered on every single radio slash TV channel. Yeah.
Whoa.
And then yeah, that's messed up, ain't it? And then we got one of our homies, right, that lives in Toronto, but he's from Nigeria. And then like, you know what I mean? So we got like a roster of like what, like almost like 10 to 16 artists on this song, plus like 9 producers or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's
Yeah.
exciting, dude. Like,
Dude, it's big because we're planning to use this as an international collab opportunity.
yeah.
Like we're talking about like, yo, if we create a major collab, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get all these people from Europe to feature on the album and cross collab with the people from North America, right? Dude, we just created an international tour segue. We're already working hard. Um, we ended up signing most of the artists like from out there to be like audio engineers. So we're training them to like do tracking sessions with clients and like start working. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just making music and trying to wait on royalties, they're able to actually like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Making big moves, man.
Yeah. That's big, man. That
Yeah,
is huge.
yeah, and yeah, and then there's some other shit I could tell you about, but I don't think I should because it's something that's probably gonna like hit or miss. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like for sure set in stone, but this album is. You know, like and all
Yeah.
this thing is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah. But what I will say is we're looking on to doing a few movies. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and gathering some funding. Yeah,
That's what's up. That's what's up.
yeah,
Making big moves. What's the only way to do it, man? Is to just aim for the stars. Just shoot for the moon and just go for it. Like, what do you have to lose? Like,
exactly right.
what do you have to lose, man? And
Yeah,
that's what I've learned so far this year too, is just to shoot for the moon. And if you don't get it, then so what? Just keep doing it.
exactly.
And I mean it's amazing, dude. It's amazing news. Like that's huge news. And when you tour here, you got to come to Oklahoma
Yeah,
and we can kick it.
sure, man. Yeah, I
Do
think
a show here.
yeah, 100%. Like what I was planning on doing was we're gonna I think we're gonna be touring in like Europe first, like in
Mm-hmm.
November of like 2022, right? We're planning to hit like UK, Germany, Finland, New Zealand, Australia, all these different places, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the summer coming around is when we tour North America. So this way, like everyone from around the neighboring towns could come and like vibe and like come to the concerts and all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without needing to worry about like icy roads and all that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, man, no, we've been planning about this for a long time. Yeah,
That's
I
the
was
way to
even
do it.
yeah, I was even debating on buying a house in Mobile, Alabama.
Oh yeah.
I was debating on it because if I live there, right, hour drive, right,
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, a little bit to the other side, you know, what I mean, another state. It's like kind of in the middle, so I could just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Might as well.
Maybe. Apparently, real estate is cheap in the states right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some. Yeah. Yeah. Depends on where you live. I know Texas is pretty cheap, and I think mainly South is like pretty cheap to live in. Like
Yeah,
Cali's pretty expensive. Up north, like New York and everything, that's expensive too. But
yeah,
yeah, I'd say like typically around the South area is pretty cheap. You could probably find a decent house for a great price.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's better than here $6 million for like a house.
Say
Like,
what?
yeah, yeah. I was looking at this one house, right? I was in BC. I was like, damn, that's a nice house.
Mm-hmm.
6 mil.
6 mil.
I was messed up. I was like, damn. And then like all the houses in Toronto are a mil plus.
Holy.
Yeah, real estate's stupid right now, man. Like I don't know what's up with Ontario, man. But like
Mm-hmm.
it's not even in Ontario. It's like majority of like Canada is like, yo, people are like up buying all these houses and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a real estate grab, man. Everyone's just trying to be like invest in the bulk real estate and then just
Mm-hmm.
rent it out to everyone.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I said like once I ever start like making a ton of money, that's what I'm gonna do.
yeah.
buy a couple houses and rent them out.
dude, you already know. Man.
But yeah, that's dang. It sucks up there though.
Yeah,
And you're based out of tell us where you're based out of? Where
I'm
the
ba- I'm
where the
based.
HQ is?
HQ is actually my reserve. So in this house right now, we don't even have running water.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm in my reserve, man. Albany 67, you know what I mean? 67A. 67th reserve established in Canada. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm based out of. I bought Starlink though, so I have really fast internet, just no running water.
oh yeah, we were talking about that. You're like, yeah, I got Starlink now.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude, no more dial tone, man. Throw back to download speed was 5 kb. So that yeah,
Well, I just learned over the week that I have weak Wi-Fi. So
really,
yeah,
it's all good,
it's not
man.
Starlink.
It was jarring, man. I ended up having faster Wi-Fi than most places down south. I was like laughing so fucking hard, man. Like shit. Download speed 300 megabytes from like 5 kb a second to like 300 a second.
Mhm.
Dude, that's a big jump.
Yeah, you could do a lot now. You could stream
Yeah,
if you game. I don't know if you game
sometimes.
sometimes.
Yeah, no more paying like $3,000 for internet a month. That's like
Damn.
they used to charge us, man, like per megabyte for that dial tone stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah,
$3,000.
dude.
Bro,
I
that's
would.
insane.
Well, it wasn't 3 grand. We're exaggerating. It was like
Oh, okay.
it was like 12. It was $1,200 a month for
Whoa.
internet. Yeah,
Still, that's a lot.
yeah,
I think we pay like 40.
dude. What the heck? Us is like 130 now, thanks to Starlink. So shout out to Elon Musk. Yeah,
Yo, shout out Elon, shout out.
yeah.
Bro, when did you first start getting into music? When did you know you wanted to be an artist?
uh, shit. So when I was like, well, since I was growing up, man, like I was drumming on the hand drum, like since I was 4.
Okay.
I mean, I was singing away like all my life. It was like and just the rhythm, you know. I mean, of always singing like in sweats and shit, like sweats. I never went to powwow. I was always just sweats, shit, like shaking tents, Sundance, you know, I mean, different things like that.
Mm.
But that's where I learned how to sing, right? And then, believe it or not, I picked up a guitar when I was like 13, started learning guitar, and I'd sing like Johnny Cash. I grew up singing Johnny Cash, like all these different rock country songs, right? I was like, it's way different genre, you know what I mean? Like, and I was good at it. I was performing in stages with like 400 people, you know what I mean?
Dang.
And then what happened was I bought an audio interface. It was like this really cheap UR12, right? And like I had this really cheap Acer. I was recording on Audacity. It was bad. And like I would rip freaking beats off of YouTube, you know what I mean? I was this little 16-year-old kid, you know what I mean? Just trying to experiment. And yeah, so I released some shit on SoundCloud and YouTube, right? It was like The Reasons, I believe. That was the first song I ever made, I ever recorded. And that was like 2016, you know what I mean? I just buried like 4 of my friends with suicide while I'm like out of my reserve trying to go to school, right? because like my high school was like, yo, we can't provide any of the classes you need. You gotta leave. Like you gotta go down south, man. Like on your own. I was like, okay, so I gotta leave my family, all that shit. Are you gonna help sponsor me? Like, you gonna give me money? Nah, just go. So like, I took off to North Bay, you know what I mean? And then I got a job. I was going to school. I was paying bills. I was paying my phone bill, all that shit. And then I think the first few months I was there, right? It was like, okay, New Year's just passed. I'm back down south, right? And then I was like, oh, like someone killed themselves. And then it was month after month after month, right? For like, I don't know, like there was probably 5 youth that killed themselves like every month, you know what I mean? So it's like every time I call back home once a month, oh, by the way, he killed himself. Oh, fuck, you know what I mean? It's like all my cousins, you know, shit, they're dropping like leaves. And then I remember one of my cousins, he was like 12 years old, hung himself, right? RIP, you know,
Yeah.
But yeah, he hung himself, and I was like, yo, I gotta make something to help stop these youth from killing themselves. So I made The Reason. So I recorded that little song, you know what I mean? Put it on SoundCloud, boom. And then all my cousins, right, just started blasting that song all the time. It was a bad song, like it wasn't that good. There's a lot of F-bombs and all that shit, right? But I was like thinking, I was like, yo, I gotta just say something and tell it how it really is. So shed light on what we're all going through or what we went through. So I started talking about like unsafe environments in the home, like toxicity or like trauma, and like you know how like, you know, sometimes when like parents drink and all that shit and they backlash, they're like, yo, I just wish you're dead and shit like that. And then like, you know what I mean, when someone's suicidal, they'll be like, okay, you know what I mean, and they'll go do it.
Yeah.
So like I wanted to shed light on that, right? And then these youths kept fucking blasting that song, and I was like, okay, sick. And then 17, moved back here for like a year, right? Drove around the res, picking up every single high risk suicidal youth I could find, brought them all together and said, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean? Started getting them to make conversation with themselves, talking about their issues so they know they're not alone. And then the moment I started doing that, everyone's like, oh, I'm not alone. And I created this peer-to-peer support group because no one was going after these youth. No one cared about these youth. They're like turning their backs, like, oh, those fucking youth are nuisances. You know what I mean? Like every fucking day. Sorry for cussing, by the way.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, they're like every day. They're like, yo, I don't care about these youth. No, they're not. So I got all these youth together. I'm like, okay, start talking. You know what I mean? And then sometimes I need to bring these youth to like the hospital and stuff. Wait for them to get shipped out for MHU and shit. But that's where it all started. Was this rap journey. I was like 16, and it started because I wanted music to help people's mental health. And then yeah, so that went on. I released like Open Your Eyes. It was really bad too. I was just getting into mixing, you know what I mean, vocal mixing, and I didn't really know how to do it. So what I did was yeah, I made that. Hey, yo, Lewis. Yo, turn on your volume. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry.
You're good.
My cousin's in like right next door in my room. Yeah. But yeah, no, man, like that's where it all started, was just helping these guys out. And then yeah, Open Your Eyes. I was really new to music mixing. Like, but that's when we all started, right? You gotta start somewhere, you know what I mean? When you're in a res, nothing's handed to you. It's not like you could go to a studio. You gotta learn all this shit from scratch. So that's where it all started. And then from there, yeah, from there it was like, okay, dun dun dun, hit a brick wall, right? My cousin and grandma got killed on the same day, like I talked about. Except the one thing I forgot was like my cousin got shot the same day by police in the same city. Different incident. Got shot like 4 times.
Whoa.
Like 2 in the chest. I mean, 1 in the head, 1 in the stomach. Yeah.
Holy
So
shit.
they finished them off, and it was like 2 cops on top of that. Yeah. But yeah, man. That was Joey Knapp Suite. You could Google this shit too, man. It's like search up Agnes Sutherland, Joey Knapp Suite, Timmins, Ontario. And then you'll see this huge news report. like a great aunt and like nephew killed same day, different incident. Timmins police, like it was big, man. Yeah, I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah, remember that, man.
Oh my
That
God.
that's where it all started, man. That's where all the music creativity came, was from that. So I've been in the music game now for since 2016. Yeah,
2016. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I went to Algonquin College 2020, studying underneath music industry arts. So that's when they started teaching me all the secrets, like aux sense, nice. And I was like,
Mm,
so auxiliary sends, instead of like using like your channel strip, your main channel strip, you
mm,
leave the dry signal inside your mix, and then you feed everything outward with all your effects, so
mm,
it doesn't get like oversaturated, right? And then you lose that raw signal at the same time. So you keep the soul of the music. You have all your effects on the end, and you just blend all that shit, and then you create a crazy mix with it. So they taught me all that. I was like, okay. And then they taught me the secrets of like different things, like parallel compression, um, how to properly use your EQ, where everything sits. So like I've been doing this all by myself already, right?
mm.
They just taught me all the secrets on how to use all the tools to its max potential. So I was like, okay. I sat back and I listened. And then before they even started teaching mastering, I found out how to master really good mixes. I was like, okay, okay. And I was like, um, before I finished my course in Algonquin, I got an offer, right, to do some work. And I was like, I told my profs about it. They're like, dude, go for it. You kidding me? You're gonna get paid more than half these people inside of this course right now, leaving with a diploma. So they're like, go do these contracts, come back when everything dies down. Nothing's really dying down. So then yeah, it's wicked, man. Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool, man. Like, well, I know I remember before a couple weeks ago, I like how, you're doing music, but you're also trying to help the youth. And I remember
Yeah,
you sent me that video where you made a music video with them.
yeah, yeah,
And because I know growing up on a res, man, it's like nothing's available. There's nothing to do. And there's a lot of alcoholism and
yeah,
uh, like n- like neglect, and you just kind of feel like you don't belong, I guess. And there's
yeah,
so much like you said, like a toxic kind of way of life where you just kind of feel like you can't even talk to anybody either, because it's more of like, well, growing now it's probably different. It's getting better and different because we're starting to
yeah.
give
Exactly.
back, like trying to say, hey, like don't be afraid to like show your feelings or talk, just talking is helpful, but back
Yeah,
then, like for me, it was like, oh, don't
yeah.
don't cry, don't show emotion,
Men,
like
men,
keep it
men don't
in.
cry.
Yeah, shit like that, and it was like, and that's the way like I was brought up, and it made me hold in stuff that I really wanted to talk about. I held it in for a
Yeah,
long time,
yeah,
and it was
yeah,
awful.
yeah,
And so that's really cool that you're giving your time and your energy for these youth that do need these type of things. And music is like, man, I love music. I still love music, but growing up, like music got me through so much. It got
yeah,
me through some hard times, and had somebody just came through with like a beat machine, because I wanted to make beats, man.
yeah,
I wanted to
yeah,
be a top producer like Timbaland,
yeah,
Neptunes, and like had
yeah,
somebody just came through with a beat machine and like the software, and just kind of just spend a day with us or a weekend, man.
yeah,
That would have been tight.
yeah. Well, like, look at. So I'm 21 right now, right?
Mhm.
Um, but I remember like what it went, what saved me, right? Because like music legit saved my life. It's like you're talking about a youth who didn't self-medicate.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone, all my cousins were like already like doing like methamphetamines and like opioids and fucking weed to like cope with what the hell they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I just sat back and like, I'm just gonna make a song, you know? Like I'm gonna sing, you know, like because I didn't want to. I looked around my surroundings. I seen like all these different like issues. I was like, I don't want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? So I developed this workshop idea. It was like healing through music. Okay, so I'm gonna give these kids something that I wish someone brought to me. I'm gonna give them one of the tools that I wish I learned.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I I dropped like what 60,000 of my own money into studio equipment,
Mm-hmm.
learned how to use it all, brought it to the community. Like, okay, youth, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make music videos. Called up one of my homies who won some awards for filmmaking. I was like, yo, this is the op. Okay, he flew down, isolated reserve, stayed here for 1 year so far. Did like all these workshops, creating safe spaces for these youth. Just showing them that someone actually cares. You know what I mean, that yo, we at least care for you. You know what I mean, you're not alone in this thing. And then then we feed them every day. That's the most important part. A lot of these youth don't have food at home. You know what I mean, due to the addictions crisis we have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, we're feeding all these youth. We're giving them a safe space. We're making them be able to be themselves. You know what I mean? To like step away from like the mask facade of like being hard all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just let them have fun. And I've seen so much change, man. These youth, they used to like run around everywhere, start doing B&Es, like smashing windows, busting cars up. You know what I mean? Like, all this shit like nonstop, right?
Mm-hmm.
They went from that for a whole year before the program starts. Everything stops. Everything. These youth are respectful. They're trying to work hard at school now. They're trying to chase their dreams now. All because like, we showed them, hey, anything's possible. Just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one's gonna hand you out an opportunity like, hey, here's an opportunity. You got to make it. That's what we're trying to teach them. And then the song Weeds that they released, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that got us like a youth center. That got these youth, the youth that made the song, right?
Mm-hmm.
A full out youth center. We're talking about like probably like what $600,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, the band office, the Muskego Council, all these people, right? They're supposed to be doing community development, right?
Mm-hmm.
All neglected the youth. So no youth centers, no nothing like that, right? Programming very limited. There's nothing for us. 1 year of doing that, what around like some what's it called? Um a private sponsor seen it, right? So someone with a lot of dough, right, who wants to just help out and hand out like gifts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, I'll give you a youth center. Like what? And so we're building a youth center right now. So it should be up and operational 2023.
Oh wow.
And we're talking recording studio, film studio, rec hall, probably put some arcade cabinets, some air hockey, some pool tables. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
three residencies, so we could fly in artists and producers from all over the world come to Albany for like a week or two, do a workshop with the youth.
Dang. That's dope, man.
Yeah,
That is so dope.
yeah. So, and I'm training these youth too how to mix and master and become engineers and all that stuff while they're
Mm-hmm.
like 13. So these youth are 13 right now, training, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time they're 16, they're gonna be on my level. They're gonna be like insane engineers. When
Mm-hmm.
they turn 18, they're signed to 67 off the bat.
Really?
If they want in on the music industry,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I'm giving them everything, the key, everything. I'm giving them the studio being built, I'm handing it off to them. I'm giving them all the money for contracting to do programming.
Mm-hmm.
So off the bat, they could make some decent dough to help them get out of, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this place. I'm gonna save up at least like 60 grand before they leave. You know what I mean? Like by the time they're like 18, 19, you know what I mean? They'll be set for like a handful of years, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, man. So I'm trying to set up for them.
Man, that's awesome, dude. That is so freaking cool. Yeah. Yeah, my tribe is just now like they're trying to build a youth center, I believe. It
Yeah.
used to be a high school gym for our basketball team,
Hmm.
but that place hasn't been used in years and it's just been sitting there. And
Yeah.
I think now they're finally trying to gut it out and make it a youth center. I don't know if they're gonna put like pool tables or like whatever in there. I don't even know what they're gonna do inside of it, but
Yeah.
that's like the first of a that's the first time like they've ever spoken about a youth center like
Yeah.
since forever. I don't even think we've had one ever. So
Yeah.
maybe that's the plan for them is to bring in people to do workshops there.
Yeah.
That's since you talk about it because I don't really know too much about
I
what it
mean,
is to have a youth center.
none of us know what it is. All we know
Mm-hmm.
is a youth center is supposed to be a safe space for at-risk youth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So youth who don't have a safe space at home. So let's say their parents are blacked out, drunk, right? There's some stuff going on at home that's not supposed to be going on. You know what I mean? We all
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean when we say that. They have a somewhere safe to go instead of running around at night from 2 a.m. till sunrise waiting to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
A safe space where they could go, a safe space where they could talk to someone. You know what I mean? That's what a youth center is supposed to be, is a support system for these youth.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with our reserves, right, is the people who are doing all these abuses to these youth are all family. So someone on chief and council, oh, but I'm related to him. I can't let that tarnish my reputation. So what do? They don't want no one to talk about what's going on behind closed doors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And dude, that's a major reason why a lot of us are self-medicating at a young age. Like just kids like 10 years old doing speed. That's meth, bro. That's crystal.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm just hurting inside. I'm suicidal. I'm like, why are you suicidal at age 12? Tell me. You know what I mean? Like, but no, like a majority of our communities go through the same shit. And it's a matter of intergenerational trauma. And that's probably a major reason why there's no youth centers. There's no support systems like that for youth. Because a lot of motherfuckers are hiding a lot of skeletons in the closet, man.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah. Yeah. There's so much like uh what's the word I'm looking for? So much like there's a proper word for it, but shit covered up, I should
Yeah.
say. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that's covered up and we don't know like what each individual family or person is even going through.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like you said, like nobody likes to talk because it could ruin a reputation.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's another thing that needs to like end. Like I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy what humans can do.
Yeah, for sure, man. And like, that's just why I'm trying to do this work. I'm trying to build a foundation. So, like, hey, you got a safe space. I leave my footprint. Okay,
Mhm.
off to another community. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Albany's just a pilot. I'm planning to go to reservations across Canada. And then if people want it in the States, like different like First Nation communities in the States want it, right?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, then I could go do this training over there, help you guys out. And it's just a matter of teaching programming, because the thing is, it's one thing to have people doing workshops from outside the community, right? But what does that leave the youth with? You know what I mean? They build a safe, it takes at least 4 days to have a safe space with someone, right? Who you just met.
Mhm.
4 days of, hey, da da da, safeguarding, it's okay, you're safe, I'm not gonna take advantage of you, nothing like that, right? We're
Mhm.
here for you to help you. It takes 4 days to establish that with a new youth. And then you have what, 5 days left of the workshop after. And then after they develop a bond with that person, like, oh, this person genuinely cares, he's trying to like make sure we're safe and all that stuff. He
Mhm.
feeds us, poof, gone. You know what I mean? Nowhere to be in contact with, nothing like that. And then the youth need to start over from scratch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing for workshops, right, is to have someone in the community who's safe, like who's a good role model, who's, you know what I mean, genuine, to get trained as a facilitator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Establish these things with the youth, so now they know, oh well, he's also our big cousin, you know what I mean? He's like
Mm-hmm.
the big bro, or she's the big sister. And then they have this huge workshop going on nonstop, and they're like getting trained and all that stuff. But it's a huge community. Like it has to come from inside, man. That's the main issue. If you fly in people from outside all the time, um, nothing's gonna change, right? The way people move, they're not gonna want to open up all the time, every time repeating the same story every day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You just need that person that's in there, safe, hold everything. Like, okay, boom. But I'm bringing in someone, you know what I mean, to
Mm-hmm.
help us out with the workshop. That's a different story. So like if I when I go to communities, it'll be like I'm staying there for like a year. I'm helping doing the training with these people. When I know they're okay, okay, step back. Here you go. Here's all the funding. Or like at least help gather up all the funding for it to keep it sustainable. And then it's like, okay, now do you guys need a youth center? Because the youth center that's being built too is a pilot. So if we get this done properly, man, they're mass producing all these youth centers,
Mm-hmm.
and they're shipping them up to all these different reserves after. And then yeah, well, that's yeah, I've been working on a lot, man. it's like I got all this community development, right, that I'm trying to get done. At the same time, I'm doing 6-7 records, right? So I got like 16 artists that I'm looking after, helping manage and help their content and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um, Developing like 4 albums. And still trying to build up my career at the same time.
That's good though. I mean, you're keeping yourself occupied and you're
Yeah,
not stopping. Like that's what I've been doing too. Like just like the first of the year it was like, oh, it's just a podcast. Then like once May, June hit, then I started doing videography work. And then once like September hit, I started doing sports casting for our football team and our high school football team.
like
I
that.
know it's high school, but it's like it was new to me. Like I've never done that
Yeah,
before.
facts.
And then I started working with our language program. I started
Mm,
doing the audio visual stuff for that. And so from I'd say June to just the middle of December, it was like I was everywhere nonstop, on the go all the time.
it's
And then like about a couple weeks ago, I finally got to kind of rest.
yeah,
Got to rest and catch up. And now, I'm starting to pick things back up on the podcast. And I got some other stuff going on too, but it's good, man. It's good to keep yourself occupied and um not overwork yourself, but you know your limit. You know your
yeah,
limit. You know when you need to kind of shut off and rest and but that's awesome, dude. Like you're doing so much work. And I love going back to what you said about giving these making not making, but showing these kids how to make an opportunity for themselves.
yeah,
Like because like you said, man, it's true, dude. Like nobody gives you a handout. Nobody's just gonna come up to your doorstep and say, "Here, uh, do this for me."
yeah,
People have to see you like work your butt off. And
exactly.
because my friend was like, people are always watching you. Like you might not think so, but you got to stay consistent with stuff, and people will watch you. And then like opportunities may come. But like with me, I was like, man, somebody just hand me something, somebody give me an opportunity. But dude, I had to like start this and start making
Yeah,
my own opportunities.
exactly. Yeah,
And I get it, man. I get it now. Like that's what you have to do, man. You have to do it for yourself.
thanks. Like I remember the first time I seen your page, right? I was like, oh, he's just doing his thing, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But when I seen you're consistent and you're like, yo, you want to jump on the podcast? I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, yeah, man. Like, you already know, bro. I was like, because like you already know, like we're both on our way up, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
it's the moment. Like let's say if I hit the jackpot. Like let's say imagine 2 years from now, everyone's just gonna ram. Like they're gonna spam this podcast. Be like, holy cow,
Mm-hmm.
day one
Yeah.
J, what the hell? Or like, yeah, I mean, it's like what the hell, man? Like, yeah. That's why I was like, yeah, man, because like, you gotta think about like a content's being out there recorded. I mean, for the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
B, it's just for the love of like doing what we want to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, pretty blessed.
And that's the thing, dude. Like, yeah, like, we're doing what we love, man. We're doing what we love, and we don't have to answer to nobody. Like, this is my show. I bring on who I want, and I think it's so like crazy how we kind of just met on not on Facebook, but Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
We just kind of
Facts.
started following each other, and then we kind of just
Yeah.
watched each other grow in that
Yeah.
2 year.
Yeah, we're like, okay, he's on the same level. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I really enjoyed listening to the snippets before your album came out.
Yeah.
Because you're releasing some snippets,
Yeah,
and
I
I was
was
like,
like,
"Dang, when is this album dropping?" And I didn't want to like just go open your inbox and say, "Yo, when's it dropping?" Like, I know it's a build up, and
yeah.
I know it's promo, and I was
Oh,
like, I
dude.
cannot wait for this album to drop. It's gonna be
Yeah.
fire.
I'm gonna feel so bad for you and like soon too, because we're getting ready to drop snippets for like trilogy chapter 2, and we got 30 songs.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's gonna be like a lot of snippets, and it's gonna be like a 4 month build up before it drops. Dude, you thought you were waiting for chapter 1, so the day is like okay.
Now I gotta wait months for chapter 2.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it though, man. What you've told me about the different artists you got just internationally,
Oh, dude.
and is it gonna be okay? So it's would you say 30 over 30 or 30 songs?
Like 30 minimum.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it'll be a double album, right?
Dude, that's a triple album. An
Triple.
LP is an LP, right? Is
Mhm.
24 songs.
What's an EP?
An EP is a short album. Like it's between 6 to 10 songs,
What does
right?
that
That's
mean? What does EP mean?
EP. I guess it's more like it's just a mini album. It's like
Okay.
it's legit like the way they I gotta Google that actually.
Yeah.
I can't remember what EP actually stands for. All I know is an EP is like a small project.
Oh, okay.
Um EP meaning, right? Uh yeah, an EP stands for an extended play, which is longer than a single, shorter than an album.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So then there's like something called LP, right? Which is like
Mm-hmm.
20 songs. And which is technically a double album. That's what like Tupac started, right? Making albums that big.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is just like I'm like I was just like, man, we just have too many artists. We need to make 30 songs at least to like get everyone collabing with each other. Yeah. And like I'm not even gonna be on all those songs, man. It's more like a 67 records playlist type thing. Where it's just like
Okay.
all these artists are doing like their own things too. So it's like I'll probably be on like half, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest is just like let everyone just free fire everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like down the road we'll probably do a remix to like all these songs, like another album but remixed with different people on different verses, you know what I mean, of
Mm-hmm.
each song. It's just like a huge rotation after, or it's gonna be like, oh, I didn't know he could do this, you know what I mean? Like just like this isn't the original, this is a remix, but I like this remix too, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like different variations. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Man. Yeah. I'm super excited. And I gotta wait. I gotta wait 4 months.
Dude, I could send you some MP3s too. We got like 13 songs out of 30 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Then, and we also got another like 7 in the burner. So
Ooh.
it's coming fast, man. Like we should probably be done production by March. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's probably gonna be around March, and
Mhm.
then we'll give it like probably like 2 months worth of like airing out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna upload it, send it out to all these editorial playlisters and stuff.
Mhm.
See if I could get it on anything, and then when it drops, well, we'll have all the press releases covered and everything like that. Yeah, and I'm trying to put 200,000 towards marketing.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. So you
Yeah.
already know. Yeah,
Send me.
you already know.
Well, send me what you think I would like.
Oh hell yeah, man! We
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could I could just send you a link to the Dropbox. Not kidding. Like we have like there's like freaking like all of us, all the producers, all the artists have like access to all these files, right? In the cloud. And that's how we work. Yeah. We just
Yeah.
do it. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
Dropbox. Then they record your snippet, send us a demo back. If we like it, okay, send us the dry stems, I'll mix it in. Type thing.
Okay.
Yeah, man. It's really
Yeah.
hardcore.
I'm down. I
Yeah.
won't tell nobody.
Yeah, man. Sure.
Yeah. Well, before we end, you sent me a GoFund. You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, so we're trying to get some clothes for the youth here, right?
Mhm.
Um, who can't afford warm clothing during the winter. Gets really cold here. Like right now, we're in the minus 30s. So we're just trying to basically get like some warm clothes for these youth slash maybe some school supplies, some books, um, different things. You know what I mean? Like even just clothing for the year round, so that at least they don't need to dress in like roughed out like hand me downs and stuff. Um, so we're trying to get them a lot of stuff, like just so we could just donate, because there's no reason for like youth to struggle that hard. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
not like they could make their own money or nothing. So yeah, I gave you a GoFundMe that you could probably post in the link down below.
Hmm.
All that money would go to like a value village or something. We're gonna call them up and like just try to make a deal on like bulk orders and see if we could get a bunch of stuff that look decent and like you know what I mean for
Hmm.
all these youth, and then we're gonna ship it up on a charter or put it on the train and drive it up. I'm kind of hoping to do it for like February 14th type thing. So yeah, we already got some close donations coming in. We just gotta figure out how we're gonna ship it up. But we're thinking like if we like just collect money to like just buy it from bulk too, um, then we could ship everything up on one go. Yeah. Like
Okay.
every little bit counts. I don't really mind if it's like a few hundred that we only get, you know what I mean, or something. It's at least something. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Anything counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be sure to share it. And leading up to
Hmm.
this will probably be about 2 weeks, but I'll be sure to share it. Let everybody
Yeah.
know. Because you
For
said
sure.
February 14th is when you'll end it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna try, and then if we don't gather enough funds or clothing donations,
Hmm.
right? I'll just like give out. I'll go reach out to the youth that actually really need it and be like, hey, here. But then I'm gonna put it towards next year's because I'm trying to make it an annual thing where it's like annual whole drive and hopefully do it before winter starts next time. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah, but yeah, man. So there's that, and also if any of you guys want us to do programming inside your communities as well, like we got a website, right, 67records.com, where you could contact us at. Just let us know, like, if you guys want us to do like a music workshop for your youth down there. We could come up and just like teach you guys how to do. Bring up all of our own equipment though. Um, the youth could make a song slash music video, right? We just gotta discuss the details, and then yeah, we'll just run with it. Or if you want us to do shows in your community or book us for anything, just shoot us an email and we'll get back to you ASAP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our email is also contact at 67records.com. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hit them up. These guys do great work. What about your Instagram and your Facebook as
Oh,
well?
my Instagram is J.Otis16, so J.O.T.I.S. 16. My Facebook is J.Otis, I believe. And then we have a Facebook page called 67 Records. Oh, and on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that, you just type in J.Otis to find all my music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick. That's pretty dope.
Yeah. So everybody go give them a follow, hit them up if you would like them in your community, and bring them to your youth. They will bring all their equipment for shows as well. Just bring them down for a show or anything. Hit them up. I will post the GoFundMe. It'll be posted. You everybody will see it. It'll be posted prior
Awesome.
to this release of this episode. But
Awesome.
and go check them out on Spotify and Apple Music. I I I have you on my Apple Music, so
I see.
yeah. So, but yeah, everybody go check out J.Otis. This man is a up and coming artist, and he's on the move, man. He's making moves, and he's doing it, man. He's doing it. He's out here doing it, taking opportunities, taking what he wants, and that's a way to do it, man. And so, thank you, bro, for coming on. I really do appreciate it, and you're welcome back anytime. Hopefully, if you want, you can come back on before your chapter 2 releases.
Oh,
So
100%.
yeah, we can
100%.
do a little promo for that too. So you're more than welcome. Just hit me up, man. Let me know.
Yeah.
You're welcome back anytime. We can just get on here and talk about whatever.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
if you're not following Okie Podcast, please do that on Instagram. Okie Podcast, one word. Russell Muscle 49 is my personal. Russell Sun Eagle is my personal on Facebook. Okie Podcast is on Facebook as well. Okie Podcast is available everywhere: Apple Music, Spotify, Audible. I would say Google it or my name and it'll show up. And check out the website, www.okiepodcast.com. So until next time, everybody, peace.
Sick.